We began with the mid-air disaster in the nation's capital. Wreckage from the American Airlines jet and the Army helicopter is being protected overnight. So far, the remains of 40 of the 67 victims have been pulled from the water.
And we're learning more about the victims of the crash who were on that plane coming from Kansas. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is near Reagan National Airport with the latest.
This morning, divers will begin the grim task of recovering the wreckage from the American Airlines jet and Army Black Hawk helicopter that collided in the skies above the Potomac River.
Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3. Crash, crash, crash. This is Alert 3.
Overnight, the NTSB released pictures of the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, known as the plane's black boxes.
We'll be able to put it in space and time, exactly what headings were they on, what airspeeds were they flying, and a lot of other information that may help us understand the accident.
The chopper appeared to be flying at about 350 feet, according to early flight data, when it should have been flying under 200 feet. And a source with direct knowledge telling ABC News that the air traffic controller on duty was performing the job of two controllers. This is usually done when there's less air traffic, but on Wednesday night, that change from two controllers to one was made 40 minutes earlier than usual because of lighter traffic. As the investigation gets underway, we're learning more about the victims. U.S. Figure Skating says 14 athletes, including some skaters called the rising stars of the sport, were on the plane alongside their coaches and family members. 16-year-old Spencer Lane was one of those skaters. He recently posted this video saying, "I'm so happy to have qualified for National Development Camp." Lane was traveling with his mom when they crashed. Lane's dad saying he didn't know there was a problem until he saw the notification.
I was just like, oh my God, and my heart just started like exploding out of my chest, and I just started scrambling from there.
Meanwhile, 12-year-old skater and cancer survivor Brielle Byer was on the flight with her mom, her dad remembering her competitive spirit.
She was just such a fighter in everything she did, and she just lived life to the fullest with everything. They were gone for 6 days before this happened, and I really missed them. I lived my life for my family.
Here at Reagan, runway 33, the runway the plane was supposed to land on Wednesday night, is now closed until at least Friday night. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Arlington, Virginia.
Meanwhile, President Trump has suggested that DEI programs may have played a role in the crash. Experts in the aviation industry disagree.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
New fallout this morning after President Trump suggested hiring policies focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion may have played a role in Wednesday night's crash.
It just could have been. A group within the FAA, another story, determined that the workforce was too white, that they had concerted efforts to get the administration to change that and to change it immediately.
Trump also claiming that under the Biden administration, the FAA pushed for the hiring of people with disabilities.
They include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller.
The American Association of People with Disabilities slamming Trump's comments, saying FAA employees with disabilities did not cause the crash and DEI hiring did not cause the crash. Using this tragedy to push the president's anti-diversity hiring agenda is inappropriate and wrong. A former FAA official also disputing Trump's claims, saying DEI and similar programs do not apply to the hiring of air traffic controllers, saying anyone applying must meet the same rigorous standards whether they're disabled or not.
These folks are wonderful people. They are basically expected to do 100% perfect performance all the time.
Federal policy for hiring qualified people with disabilities dates back to 1973, and in 2003, the Bush administration directed federal agencies to commit to equal opportunity regardless of race or disability. Then, under the first Trump administration, the FAA released a workforce plan saying it would continue to promote and support the hiring of people with disabilities and targeted disabilities. Those standards include passing a medical exam, aptitude test, and psych evaluation, which is more stringent than what's required of a pilot, and hiring is selective. In 2022, 57,000 people applied for an air traffic position. Only 1,000 made it to the first day of training. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.